Hello guys, I'm Peter from Builder Boeing and welcome to yet another video with wires hanging all around. I'm just about to finish my sound setup for online flight and I had two challenges. One of them getting sound in and out with speakers and headsets and handheld microphones, and the other challenge was getting the push to talk signal to the online client vPilot that is used on VATSIM. Let's go through my sound setup here. In the ceiling here I have these black holes that you can see there. That's actually not a hole, that is a speaker, and there's a speaker over here. Then the first officer, he has a headset and he has a handheld microphone, and so does the captain. He has a headset and a handheld microphone. The sound comes out in both headsets and the speakers at the same time. Furthermore, the two headsets and the two handheld microphones can be used as microphones for talking to the ATC. Now, getting the sound from the ATC plate is pretty straightforward. I had some issues with amplifiers bought and they had a lot of background noise, so I ended up getting two sound bars from what you normally have under your monitor, and these are very good and they serve the purpose very well. There are two, one for the headsets and one for the speakers, and that is because they both have two outputs. So I have two speakers here and two headsets on this. The sound comes from the computer via this black wire, and then it goes into a splitter and then connects with these green ones to the play bars, sound bars up here. This one for the headsets, you can see two wires sticking out here. The black one is for the first officer side headset and the green one is for the captain side headset. This one was a bit more complex, that's for the speakers. I had to take it apart in order to get the wires from the speakers, cut and connected with these that then runs over to the first officer side, and this one that connects to the speaker right here on the captain side. The volume on this one is just turned all the way to the maximum. That is for the headsets. Where this, I had to take it apart, and that is the wires you can see come out here. I cut them over and extended them all the way over here, and then I took the volume control from the soundbar and placed it here. So via this knob I'm able to control the volume in the speakers, and this one allows me to adjust the volume in the headset. That's just a regular part there for the headset. On the first officer side you also have this panel, but only with one knob for the first officer side's headset. On the input side, the microphone side, it's a bit more complex, and let me see if I can explain this in a way that makes sense. I'm not sure I'm able to, but let's give it a try. Okay, so I have a relay board here. I have a relay board here, an audio relay board. And that's apparently a bit different from a normal relay board. This board over here is just power for the two sound bars, power for this relay board, and power for this relay board. This board here is push to talk switches. So whenever I push to talk switch, it goes through these wires, and let me just run through that. Now, each microphone here, the handheld microphone, has a button here on the side, and when I click that, the sound from this microphone should be channeled through to the computer. These headsets are controlled from the audio control panel over here via this button here. When you push that down, the signal transmits from the headset on the captain side to the computer. If I push that one over here, that is the signal from the first officer side headset that goes to the computer. Now, why is that? Because I have 4 microphones in total. So if I had all 4 microphones going at the same time, there would be a lot of background noise, and the sound from the active microphone might drown in noise from the other microphones. And that is why I have the relay board up here. That relay board, these inputs here for connectors there are the different microphones coming in, and then with this relays they control which one of them sends the signal out here on this black wire that goes to the computer. This is the computer input, this black wire. Okay, and how to control that? Well, when I push a push to talk button either on the audio control panel or the handheld microphones, let me just try this handheld microphone. You can see that board down there activates 2 wires. I don't know if you see that light there on the left, right? So there are two sets of relays here. These 4 is the push to talk button, and these 4 is for the audio control, or the audio relay up here. So when I push the push to talk button here, two signals goes, one for this relay there and one for the relay there. This one is for the push to talk button, and that could actually just be done with 1 relay, but now I have 4, but they are all connected. So whenever one of these relays are activated, a signal goes through this wire and over here into the belly of the overhead panel, and over here somewhere is a master card up there where this wire is connected. So that just acts like a switch. Whenever I push one of these relays goes on and send a signal through this wire to my interface card, and that's just like having a normal switch. These then tells, if I push the handheld microphone on the captain side, this will activate, which again will activate that relay, which will allow the sound from this microphone to go through this wire to the computer. And that's my way of making sure that only one microphone is active at a time. Downside to this setup is I cannot have an intercom system right now in the cockpit. So that is my setup, and now the other problem I had was getting that signal in my overhead, in my open cockpit, this switch here, in my open cockpit card, to act like a push to talk button. Now in vPilot, let me just get out of the cockpit. In vPilot, I've set up my push to talk button to be the scroll button. Okay, so there is in FSUAPC, if you go and Google FSUAPC and then offset, you get this document, and if you scroll down towards the bottom, you eventually get to 3340. Offset 3340 here acts like joystick buttons. So you can activate this offset, and then you have a joystick button in FSUAPC. Is that clever? Yes, it is. This is my script for open cockpits. This is this is SIOC for open cockpits. And as you can see here, device number 2, that's my overhead. Input 71, that is this wire coming from my relay boards. When that is activated, offset 3340, joystick 64-bit 0 is toggled. So whenever that signal comes from input number 71, toggle number 0 on joystick 64. Okay, then into the cockpit and into FSUAPC, and up here button and switches, and then see what happens when I press the push to talk button here on my handheld microphone. You see that? That is joystick 64 right there, bit 0, and then it's just a matter of selecting key press set, and then on your keyboard press the scroll lock button, and then that makes it work. And if I just turn here, I'm actually online right now in Amsterdam, and if I push the push to talk button, there's no ATC online, so it's a dead frequency. You can hear the that goes off when you transmit into a offline frequency that's not used. That is how I have made the sound setup for my cockpit. I'm Peter from Bilderberg. You guys take care. Bye.